Hey guys, this is Trent Williams,
Natalie Williams.
and we are the Williams here on the Williams Way of Life. This is our second episode, so we excited that y'all are here.
Yeah. Welcome back. Hope that you're excited to be back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
I'll leave you to the singing.
Yeah, y'all. So it's a new year. We had a great Christmas, whole holiday season. I mean, we were in the house, because COVID and all of its variant cousins are out here in these streets. So
Which I saw rise.
yeah, so we were in the house, but we had a great holiday season. It's the beginning of the year. Things are already crazy. 2022 came in here and ain't sitting this behind down yet. But you know what?
No way. It is up running around like our 2-year-old does.
Yeah, we're gonna see this thing through. It's gonna be a good year.
It is.
I feel like it's gonna be a really good year.
We have some really dope goals set out for this year.
We do.
Does Kenji have to chew on his bone that loud while we trying?
I don't think he does, but it's Kenji.
Tegan talking in the corner.
Tegan talking in the background. But you know what? We're gonna keep recording because that's just who we are. It's called the Williams Way of Life, and this is our life. This is how we live, fam. This is normality for us.
Yeah,
so,
welcome.
Here we
welcome
go.
into our home. Lord help us.
So, we were talking and we had some ideas. We love to travel. We absolutely love to travel. And in some ways, COVID has limited travel for a lot of people. It did cancel a couple trips for us. But I think in 2021, what we learned how to do was to travel and still be COVID conscious. Because I can be just a little bit of a hypochondriac, and a germaphobe. So
by a little bit, you mean this much?
Anyway, so yeah, but I'm also an extrovert. And this one loves to travel. So we have to get out of the house. So we have a couple ways we want to share with you on how to basically travel and avoid cabin fever while remaining vigilant during the pandemic. Got it?
That's good. That's helpful.
That's very helpful.
Yeah.
That's very helpful. Y'all ready?
Let's dive into it.
Number 1, find drivable areas to visit. Say it again. Number 1, find drivable areas to visit. So part of the thing is, what you want to do is when you're traveling, you'll notice there's an underlying theme. You want to limit contact with people as much as you possibly can while you are traveling during the pandemic. So find drivable areas to visit. Listen, I know we have this thing in our cultures now that, every trip has to be exotic. It has to be, somewhere foreign. Otherwise, we feel like we're not really doing anything.
Gotta have a passport.
All of that, which we do that. We have those. We'll share some of those experiences with y'all. We'll talk a little bit about that on this video. But I realized most people do not even know what's within 2 to 3 hours of their house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you really explored the area 2 to 3 hours around where you live? We don't even go, add a couple hours, then the world is really just your oyster. I'm sorry.
But you don't like seafood.
The world is really your crab leg. I forgot. Our main demographic.
This is so earthy.
Listen, y'all been killing them crab legs. Every time you turn around, another seafood boil. But anyway.
Well, tax season is upon us.
Right. All the crab legs gone.
They about to be gone.
Snow crabs, hide for your lives. Dungeness crabs, hide for your lives. Blue crabs, run for your lives because they coming for you. But anyway.
You don't even eat seafood.
I don't. I do not eat seafood at all. But anyway, find local places around you to travel. And that limits you from having to deal with crowds, places that are drivable. Stuff you can just pack up your family or your boo or your friends or by yourself, throw some stuff in the car and get on the road. We try to do that as much as we possibly can. Sometimes it's an hour away, sometimes it's 3 hours away, sometimes it's 5 hours away. But we'll just get in the car and drive. What does that do?
Go ahead.
That limits us from having to deal with groups of people in airports and train stations and all of those types of things, which we love taking different modes of transportation. We ain't had a cruise since 19, I think. So yeah, we like to do that as well. So make sure you try and just explore some areas around you that are drivable, and if you must,
Kenji, that's not your toy.
and if you must or you prefer to do travel by plane somewhere where you don't want to drive and you must fly, a good option is to find a regional airport that's near your house that's not the international airport. So for example, we live in Atlanta. Our airport is humongous. Everybody knows Hartsfield Jackson is humongous. But the Chattanooga Metropolitan Airport is only about 2 hours away from us. Well, actually less than 2 hours away from us. About 2 hours depending. So
Depending on who's driving.
right. Hi,
Can you
KG.
get out the shot? Thanks.
So anyway, we will sometimes fly out of Chattanooga. Number one, because sometimes we can find cheaper flights. But number two is during the pandemic, we would fly out of Chattanooga because it would help us to avoid standing in long security lines, all of those things that come along with flying out of a major airport and just contact with so many people.
Right. So my 2 cents is if you're going to do the drivable travel, which we enjoy thoroughly because we really like to go to Savannah, which is not too far from here. But if you plan to do any type of travel with anyone outside of your home bubble, meaning the people that you're with from day to day, it doesn't make sense to travel with them if you don't all get tested before you get together. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. You can't pull somebody, your best friend. My best friend lives in Nashville. Before she came to see us to hang out, hey Tanisha, before she came to see us to hang out, she took a PCR test. We have small children. It's so important that when you're going, where you're going, you're still cognizant of who you're around and who you're creating a new bubble with, because that becomes your new COVID bubble while you're away. And in the airport, sit with your family, sit with your bubble. And it's not a bad idea to go ahead and get tested before you go on your trip. And then always, always, always wear your mask. Put the mask on. Put it on. We don't care that you can't breathe. I work in healthcare. We wear our mask for 12 plus hours. Put the mask on.
Wear your mask.
Just put it on.
We'll talk
Can't
about
be
that.
wearing 2 and 3 or 4 masks.
We'll talk about that in a second. Which brings us to point number 2. Prioritize traveling to cities with mask mandates. Yeah, we would talk about masks. I told y'all we were going to get to it. It's a perfect segue. Prioritize traveling to cities with mask mandates. If you actually Google and find cities that have mask mandates near you, you will also see that most of those cities have lower COVID numbers and lower COVID exposure than cities without them. Why? Because masks work.
I mean, and like, let's just say hypothetically they didn't work. There's no harm. Like, you're not doing any worse than, than you started.
Yeah, but I mean,
they do work. We know they work.
Yeah. So,
but I'm just saying, for the people who think they don't work, like.
Right. So, for example, we've, during the pandemic, we have traveled to both Savannah, we've traveled to San Francisco, and we've traveled to Nassau, Bahamas. We've traveled some other places, but we've definitely traveled those 3 places. And all of those places have mask mandates. We also felt more safe in those places than we have anywhere else in the South, especially the South.
For sure.
Because, again, mask mandates, they also probably have other mandates in place, and it just guarantees an extra level of safety because whether you believe it or not, masks work.
Mm-hmm.
She's a healthcare worker.
Mm-hmm.
They've been wearing them since before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because
masks work. So yeah, what happens is if you travel to those cities, so for example, when we went to the Bahamas, we ended up having to fly. It was an international trip. We've flown twice during the pandemic. Once for ministry work for me, nursing work for her. When we went to the Bahamas, they were listed as a red travel country, meaning don't travel there because of their COVID numbers. When we looked at their numbers, they'd had less than 10 COVID cases the entire week before we went there, whereas in just Gwinnett County alone, which is one county in all of Atlanta, there were over 1,000 cases that same week. You see what I'm saying? Just because, again.
It's because they don't want us.
So yeah, they're like, we all got COVID because we don't want y'all.
We
over
all
here.
got COVID. America, stay at home. Stay at home.
Oh man.
Don't come over here. Don't bring your cooties over here.
San Francisco, the Bay Area. Bay Area is one of the most populated places in the country. Their numbers were lower than Gwinnett County. Their numbers were lower than Chattanooga, Tennessee. And again, Chattanooga is a mid-sized city. Gwinnett County is a suburb of Atlanta. Their numbers in the Bay Area combined were less than the numbers here in Gwinnett or in Chattanooga combined.
But they wore their masks.
Yeah.
Everywhere we went.
Everywhere we went, masks. They just did what they were supposed to do.
It's really just about being respectful, you know, being kind, being mindful, and truthfully, like, I'm not as big of like a, oh, my baby.
We're back.
Okay, so.
And we got this one here, because he don't want to he don't want to let his mama do this video.
But you're not hungry though. Okay, so you know, wearing your masks, making sure that you're being mindful of how close you're standing to people. We should have been doing this pre-COVID. Like, give people that space. Don't be all up in my grill, all up in my business, all up on my back.
I mean, because like the worst thing is, you know, like I said, being here in the South, and you go in the store and there's somebody who's unmasked and you're double masked, but yet still they want to stand like right up on you. Like, fam, if you don't back up.
I'm uncomfortable. Pineapples. Okay, so the next point, let's move on. The next point is one of my favorite points. Go ahead and splurge a little bit on your lodging. Spend good money on where you're going to stay when you leave, because you're going to be spending a lot of time there. Again, you don't want to go somewhere and then negate everything that you've been trying to do to keep yourself COVID free this entire pandemic, and go and throw yourself into a big crowd of people and be foolish with it. Find nice lodging so that you can enjoy where you're staying.
Right. And so she's going to jump more into that. But so the thought process is, these trips that we're taking, they are either for, you know, like I said, ministry, nursing purposes, or they are relaxation trips or a change of scenery. So the goal is not we're going to a city for a festival or we're going to a city for this major event where we're going to be close to people. Now, these are getaways to give you some time to refresh yourself, experience somewhere new, but also stay safe. So yeah, you know, normally, you know, some people, we are not those people who say, well, it really don't matter where you stay, because you ain't gonna be in the room that much anyway.
Don't travel with me if that's you. Don't offer to go, because I'm not going. Don't ask me, I'm not going.
We are not those people. But what I will say is, even here with the pandemic, we, you know, are a little bit more intentional about where we're lodging at, because again, we're going to spend a lot of time in that Airbnb, in that hotel. So whereas before I might have, you know, been like, oh, okay, well, this is a, you know, they've got a deal on this hotel, so we won't, you know, we won't go as nice as we could. I may pay a little bit extra because I want to enjoy where I'm going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And because you're going to be there with your bubble, you know, reminder, keep your bubble. A lot of that is going to involve eating. And we like to eat.
We love to eat.
You right, tell the truth, shame the devil. We love to eat. So, you know, the next point is order your food to go.
You know, I'm sorry. You know, because some people will say, well, you know, you don't live to eat, you eat to live. How about both?
Both of them. It's both of them.
Both of
I
them.
thought you was about to disappoint me. It's both of them. It is. So, I feel like, you know, order that food, get it to go. And one of the good things the pandemic has done for us is curbside. Roll up, pump the trunk, and let them drop it off. And then you go to the house, you get your drink of choice with your friends or your family, and you sit and you dine together and you enjoy it. Turn you on some good music or a good movie, a good TV show, podcast, whatever your thing is. Enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, like she'll tell you we can count on one hand how many restaurants we've sat on the inside of all of 2021. And of course, you miss that dining out experience. But like I said, if you get a nice place to stay that has a nice place for you to eat, maybe with some scenery, oh man, don't let the weather be nice and they got some outdoor seating. You can dine al fresco. Oh, fam, listen, it's a whole mood. We're gonna take this stuff out of these styrofoam boxes. We're gonna put it
Put
on
them
these
some
nice plates in this
because
Airbnb.
you know they got some. If they don't, you need a new Airbnb.
And then we're going to put this food up out here, and we are going to enjoy the scenery and enjoy each other and enjoy Jesus.
And don't be afraid, like if you, so I said something that triggered something else. Don't be afraid if you get into your Airbnb and it is not stocked or staffed. Come on, staff. Come on, private chef. Okay, sorry. Thank you, Lord. Revelation. If you go into an Airbnb and it doesn't have something that you feel like you need to enjoy your stay, message your host and let them know, hey, we're here and we need a shower and there's no shower curtain. Like, did you miss that? Do you want me to buy it and you reimburse me? I'm not paying for it, but this would be nice for my stay. And a lot of times your host, more times than not, will actually go and purchase said items that you need for the home. And if nothing else, you really are just helping them increase their ratings, because now the next family is going to come in and be like, oh, this is really nice. They already have plates. They already have cookware. They already have silverware, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So ask for what you need or what you want in your Airbnb. I mean,
within reason.
Yeah, within reason.
Yeah. I mean, for example, like when one of the trips we took, we needed a stroller and we didn't have one. We ended up finding someone who was giving one away on the Facebook Marketplace. We went, met her, picked it up, and then basically asked our Airbnb host, would you like us to leave this? So now you have it as an incentive for other people with families who may want to book your stay. So yeah, spend a little bit more on your lodging and carry out as your best friend. Again, your thing is you want to be safe, but you want to experience food and culture. So for instance, like she said, we love Savannah. Savannah is our close getaway that we go to. It's about 4.5 hours from Atlanta.
If you're looking for me, you know where to find me.
And the food in Savannah is phenomenal. Like, it's so good. Like
we should go next week.
Right. We love Savannah. So yeah. Matter of fact, we're gonna do a whole nother
Yeah.
We'll
Savannah deserves its own video.
We'll do a whole different video on Savannah and let y'all know what our spots are. So yeah, do that. And then the next point is what I want you guys to do is find outdoor and walkable areas for you to explore. Again, what they've showed us with the pandemic is outdoors is safer. Right now it's cold, so that may be a little bit harder to do, but it's still okay if you find somewhere close or somewhere that you can drive to that has a little bit of a warmer climate, or you just got some good jackets and coats. And,
but you know what we did when we were in San Francisco? We found a restaurant that had outdoor seating. Their seating was very spaced out, and they had the heaters next to the tables. So it really wasn't that cold.
Yeah. So just find outdoor spaces where you can, like she'll tell you, I'm not big on touristy attractions. So I'm probably not going to want to always go to the theme park or the Ripley's or something like that. For me, I'm all about diving into culture. And so if you find a cool city to visit, you can find somewhere super walkable and just look at the architecture, learn about the place. And so instead of indoor malls, find outdoor malls, find outlets, the avenues, places like that. Yeah, I mean, again, the goal is for you to keep yourself as safe as possible. And if there are indoor places that you must see or you want to see, choose one or two and go to them. Why? Because you went to a city with a mask mandate. Right. So even if you do go indoors, it's safer than you going to those same places in your town where you live if your city does not have mask mandates. So yeah, we love to just we typically try to find a place to stay, our lodging, in a walkable area. So most of the time, we don't need a car. Well, actually, we still need a car because we like to go all over the place. And I love to drive. She'll tell y'all, like, if there's an area that has a beautiful scenic drive, we're just going to take a day and drive for 30, 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours to see.
Cali.
Yeah. Cali deserves its own video, too. We're going to have to do that. We're going to definitely have to do that. But check check those things out. And again, if you have some stuff indoors that you want to do, if the city has mask mandates, it's safe. Just go and do it.
It's safer.
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 And then number seven. Sorry to make y'all, sad. I don't know if this is 6 or 7, whatever, because we haven't been doing numbers.
We're on.
We haven't been doing numbers. What am I talking about? But anyway, the last thing is nightlife.
Oh man.
Is a no-go.
Right.
Yeah, fam. Like, y'all be in like full-blown packed clubs and bars.
Sharing hookahs.
Sharing drinks.
Appetizers. Sharing bottles.
Sharing bodily fluids.
I mean, I don't even do that on like a non-COVID day.
Right. We don't do that regularly,
y'all
but I mean...
Can y'all stop doing it? Stop doing it.
I mean, but nightlife is a no-go. So, you already know, these places, you're going to be at a place that's packed. They're unmasked. You're in close quarters. I don't know about nobody else, but if I was going to do some nightlife, I would want to be in close quarters. You know what I'm saying? Before marriage, come on here.
Bye, Trent.
See if I could, get a little close to a little something.
I'm so glad that the Lord
But anyway,
brought you out.
That's not what we're here to talk about. So anyway.
Although plug, okay. I went to Houston during the pandemic and we did find a nightlife spot. It was all open and all outside. It was all outside.
Hear that?
It was all outside.
Hear that?
So
get creative.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. Like we danced and we had a girls' night and it was wonderful. And we felt safe first.
Yeah, that's basically the theme of what we're saying. Get creative. Stop doing that regular, smegular, old, normal,
Smegular?
Yeah, regular, smegular, old, normal, boring, anyway, travel itineraries.
Yeah.
Well, we gonna go down here to this city and we gonna turn up. We gonna hit the club every night. Might hit the strip club, bruh.
But why you change your voice like that though?
We gonna go to the Cheesecake Factory.
Don't knock it though. Don't knock it.
Cheesecake Factory.
Don't knock it. You don't fool with it like that, but the cheesecake be right.
But I'm just saying, if I'm traveling to a city that I've never been,
you shouldn't go to the Cheesecake
I'm not
Factory.
eating something that I can eat at home anyway.
Okay, but everybody don't have a Cheesecake Factory at home.
So we gonna hit the Cheesecake
Some
Factory.
people from Ireland.
We gonna hit the Applebee's.
We ain't got no cheesecake and no Applebee's.
Yeah, all y'all got is Walmart, baby. I'm sorry.
McDonald's, Burger King, and Taco Bell, and Sonic. It's a Sonic.
And Lee's.
And a Huddle House. That's it, though.
But anyway, yeah, fam, get creative. There are so many cool and amazing experiences you can have without a whole lot of people, without spending a whole lot of money, and that are safe for you to do during the pandemic.
Just go outside.
Just get outside and explore. Again, stay in an area that's walkable and then go see stuff.
You know what you can do? You can stay in PJs. You can play karaoke. That's fun. Game night. Make you some party favors.
The goal is relaxation. Find your Airbnb that you like. Get your PJs. Get you a, glass of ginger ale, wine, whatever it is you do.
Whatever you do. Cheer wine is my fave.
Cheer wine. Yeah, that's
y'all drink cheer wine? You should.
Put in the comments.
It's like a cherry Dr. Pepper.
Put in the comments and let us know if you drink cheer wine. But anyway, do that and binge something on Netflix. Go see something.
Oh, that's a whole nother video. Netflix binges?
Yeah. So do that. Get creative. But you don't have to be stuck in the house.
Nope, you don't.
Yeah. You can explore. You can see some stuff. But use these tips we just gave you to make sure you and your family stay safe. We hope that COVID is over soon. We are praying for an end. We're praying for anybody battling it. But in the process, there's a way for you to still experience life and some sense of normalcy without being reckless.
Be smart.
Be smart. Be
wise.
kind. And most importantly,
Be safe.
Be safe and be blessed.
Oh, we were gonna say the same thing.
No, but it's okay. The truth of the matter is, if you're safe, you are blessed. Huh? Come on, Jesus.
Oh, that tickled my soul.
Come on, Jesus Christ. Yeah. But anyway,
All right.
that's pretty much it. That's it. We ain't got a whole lot.
That's our Williams way of life today.
Tegan wanted to be in the video. Notice he just chilled now after he was making all that noise.
He likes to be with his mama. Can't blame him. Can you?
Yes. All right, well, fam.
This is my good side. Wait.
Bye. Bye. Just, you know what, y'all? We're out. Y'all be great on purpose.
See you next time.